The rain had been falling since before dawn, turning the streets of Rosewood City into glistening rivers of silver. The kind of rain that made people hurry home, wrap themselves in blankets, and forget the world outside for a while. But for Amelia Brooks, going home was the one thing she feared most. The Rosewood Diner sat on the corner of Maple and 3rd, its neon sign flickering softly through the downpour. Inside, the place was warm, the smell of fried onions, brewed coffee, and old-fashioned vanilla pie filling the air like a blanket. It wasn't a fancy place, but to regulars, it felt like their own little refuge. Amelia moved between tables with practiced ease, her apron tied tight around her waist, her curly dark hair pinned back neatly even though a few strands kept escaping near her temples. She was known by everyone as the girl with the gentle smile. But tonight, that smile was nowhere to be found. She wiped the corner table again, for the 3rd time in 10 minutes, trying to keep her shaking hands steady. Her gaze drifted constantly toward the window, staring past the reflections to the blurry outline of a figure pacing under the street lamp outside. Jerome, even through the fogged glass, she recognized the rigid posture he always carried when anger simmered beneath the surface. He had been pacing there for at least 15 minutes, waiting, watching, hunting. A cold knot tightened in Amelia's stomach. She had changed her number. She had blocked him everywhere. She had moved to a cheaper apartment across town. She had switched her schedule at the diner. And still, he found her every time. The restraining order tucked in her purse felt more like a fragile piece of paper than a shield. The dinner rush had died down, leaving only a handful of customers scattered across the booths. Rain beat softly against the diner windows like a warning drum, and the dim yellow lights cast long shadows across the checkered floor. Amelia's eyes drifted to table 12. He was there again, the man she'd noticed a week ago. The man who always ordered black coffee and warm apple pie with extra cinnamon, Gabriel. He wore a charcoal gray suit tonight, perfectly tailored, expensive in a way that didn't scream for attention. His sleeves were rolled up slightly as he worked on his laptop, revealing a silver watch with a subtle, elegant design. His hair was dark, slightly tousled from the rain, and his features were sharp but kind. Even from across the room, Gabriel radiated a calmness that made Amelia's breath slow for just a moment. He never flirted, never pushed, never spoke more than needed. But whenever she refilled his coffee, he looked up with genuine gratitude. The type of small kindness that felt rare in her world. He didn't know who she was. He didn't know what she was running from. Yet tonight, his presence felt like her only island in a storm. Amelia's co-worker, a bubbly teenager named Lacey, nudged her gently. "You okay? You look like you're about to faint." "I'm fine," Amelia whispered, forcing a shaky smile. "Just tired." But she wasn't fine, because through the window, Jerome had stopped pacing. He had turned. He was staring directly at her. A cold wave washed over her skin. She quickly ducked behind the coffee machine, heart pounding against her ribcage like a trapped bird. "Not now. Not here. Please." Her mind raced through every possible escape route. The back exit, blocked by the delivery truck that had come late. The bathroom? A dead end. Call the police? They would take too long to arrive. And Jerome never liked waiting. A memory flashed, his fists slamming the wall next to her head. The sting on her cheek. The apology that wasn't an apology at all. Her breath hitched. She peeked up slightly and froze. Jerome was inside. He had pushed through the diner door without hesitation, ignoring the "please wait to be seated" sign as if it were invisible. Water dripped from his jacket and pooled onto the floor, but he didn't seem to care. His eyes scanned the room with sharp, predatory focus. For a moment, Amelia wished she could disappear. But when his gaze locked onto her, that cruel, confident smile spread across his face, the smile she had once mistaken for charm. Long before she learned, it was simply his way of showing he had found his prey. He began walking toward her. Every step slow, intentionally slow. Amelia felt her knees weaken. No, 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 not again. Her eyes darted around the diner uselessly, as if anyone here could stop a man like Jerome. Most customers were lost in their own conversations. The manager was in the back office. Lacey was busy restocking silverware. Nobody noticed the storm walking toward her. Nobody, except one person. Table 12. Gabriel. He was still focused on his laptop, unaware of the danger. But to Amelia, he suddenly seemed like her only chance, not to fight Jerome, but to create a barrier, even a small one, a shield, a lie strong enough to slow a monster down. Her heart pounded violently as Jerome grew closer. 20 feet away. 15. 10. Amelia made a split-second decision that would alter her entire life. She stepped out from behind the counter and walked straight toward Gabriel.